What's in the box, Adam?
Toys. Goodies.
Ew.
C4 Corvette.
And look at this, guys.
C5. All from Bear Brakes. Courtesy of Boris' Street Machinery.
Awesome. Now that's cool. See, I used to make the adapter plates for the corporate 14s.
Yeah.
There was only one way to bolt it on. This gives you options.
I got instructions to read, that's all I know. And I do read them.
You mean you don't try to bolt it up first and then read them?
Nope. Absolutely not.
That's why I can't be a mechanic.
The whole axle's got to come out.
No way. No freaking way.
But because it's that style, all I got to do, it's not a C-clip axle.
That means you're gonna leave a grease spot on my floor like I left a grease spot on my floor. This is your video. They don't know about it yet.
They will after this, after yours comes out, then mine will come out.
Yep.
Now, should I paint the calipers red to match the stripe? I can paint the calipers later.
Come on, model it.
Banana white. Give me an O, please. All right.
Shiny.
See, I don't know if I want to go with that compressor or I can go with this one. And these can be painted. That's sand and style. This is an actual sand compressor. Both 508s.
The same size?
Same size, same compressor.
Because this one's chrome, it looks bigger than that one.
So that one's, I don't know, I haven't decided if I want to paint
Yeah.
this stuff or not, I don't know. That's why I got, almost why I bought two different alternators.
So I always hated.
One's black. I don't know what I want to do.
I always hated painting motors because so much taping.
Yeah. Alright. Alright, so we're going to show you the underside of the car. Not many people have seen this. So this is what we got going on. We have everything from the back all the way from here forward has been completely replaced. Floors. I was able to save the inners though, the inner trunk drops. Inner fender wells, they were saved. That's all original. Wheel wells, a couple of patches on them, but they're actually pretty good. We got airbag suspension. Rear end's been completely rebuilt, fully adjustable. Fully factory boxed. Impala frame. This is actually a 60 frame. Now people say you cannot put a 60 on a 63 or 61 up. You can. You have to shorten them 2.5 inches, move a couple body mounts around, but it can be done, as you can see. So don't tell me you can't. Inner rockers were able to be saved. I did put a 2-piece floor in because I did not feel like doing a whole 1-piece, because, well, it didn't need a lot of that stuff for the 1-piece. Cost was another factor, and I had this on this whole setup was on a rotisserie. Sorry, drawing a blank. Can you see the light at the end of the tunnel? Suspension's all been redone, rebuilt. Airbag suspension in the front. Another thing you have to do right here, the idler arm bracket on if you're going to run the 63-64 steering setup, you have to buy this bracket right here to flip-flop the positioning of the idler arm. That's really all you got to change the 60 frame or 5960 frame to fit on a 61-64. I mean, there is one. I mean, the rear 63-64 had a different rear cross member. These bumper pads right here, I had to add them back on. When it comes to this rear cross member, I ended up making the rear cross member. It works. The 60, when it sat the way it sat in here, it actually would come in and hit the trunk like right there. So we had to change that out. But she's a little dirty, but that's what happens in a body shop. It was really glossy under here, except for the floors. The frame, you can see reflection in it. But I'm actually kind of glad that it's not like that no more. I think it looks better, more of a satin color. I'm gonna probably have to touch up. So I don't think I'm gonna go back to gloss. I might. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. We'll see how it is when we get there. So anyway, that's the 5-cent tour of my home. Let me let this back down so I can do it. Tell you what, guys, this is Metal Art Customs. Let me show you something. I'm sure a lot of you guys know the shop. You guys follow this build on his channel. A lot of you guys are from his channel, and I really thank you for coming over and checking me out and giving me a shot. But this place is cool. It's 1938 it was built. It's an old Chevy dealership, a Buick dealership. That's what it is. And I tell you what, man. This building was a wreck when he got it. Boy, did he do some nice work. I mean, he's really come a long way on it. He's got a really nice paint booth, really big paint booth. Sucks air, moves air like you wouldn't believe. It's like a vacuum in here. There's Pandora's engine. I'm not even gonna talk about what happened earlier. I'm sure you already seen it, you already know. We had a mishap. It happens, and And it speaks volumes about who Darrell really is, because accidents happen, yes. We were both involved with hooking the engine up and getting it out of the truck. We're not sure what happened. I mean, he could have said, "Hey, let's split the cost. Let's do whatever." Or, "Hey, it ain't my problem. It's your motor, your transmission. You know, you're down your help and no warranty." A lot of places will do that, but he stepped up and said, "No, man, this sucks. Let's get this fixed." Made a couple of calls, and we already have everything we need to fix that transmission. We got a mock-up housing. This is the back part. There's the mix room. You know, we're just, it really means a lot that he stepped up and took care of this transmission issue. I mean, I'm never gonna blame him. I don't know what happened. It's a freak. But for him to do that, it means a lot. And he don't know it yet, but I'm not gonna let him cover it all. At all. I won't do that. So I'm going to show you the front part of the room that we'll have to get a story on. This car was originally sold. It was never left the building. It's got like 900 miles on it. This car's original to this dealership, or the dealership brand, the company that owned it, the family that owned it. That was one of the first cars they ever gotten in, and they held on to it. There's the Mopar, the Polara. This car is getting a Hemi swap. I'm going to help Darrell get the Hemi swap done. And then got old 10 cents here, looking all pretty and muscly. This has been a cool build. I'll tell you what, he's really done a lot with this car. It amazes me, some of the stuff that he's done, and as far as some of the metal forming tricks, just really cool. The Butcher Dart, she's going to be going home here real soon. She's all done, or at least her time here is done. This car has been sectioned and widened. Not sectioned, it's been body dropped, widened, chopped. How's that? I consider sectioning as cutting a section out of the center of it and lowering the body on its center. This car, he did this car in the past. This is one of his cars that they're bringing back to get some touch-up work done, just from driving and enjoyment. It gets nicks and dings and stuff like that, and paint chips, and so they brought it back to Darrell to have him get the touch-ups done. And always was a sucker for a 56, especially a Nomad, you know. According to the information sheet, we don't call them instructions, and we don't read instructions, but we read information sheets. Axle got to come out. one side and rinse and repeat. Yeah, it kind of sucks because I think I get rid of a lot of my brake lines. Man, this is all stainless lines on here. It's been a long time bending these up and running them. You know what? Let's get you underneath here. Let's see if we can get you some footage of what's going on. I got an idea. Hold on, guys. Bear with me. Bring a little bit of light into this situation. Can we see it? Alright, now what do I do with my ratchet? Back Okay. So I got this brake kit from Boris over at Street Machinery in Euclid, Ohio. Look him up. He will sell you a complete kit. Everything you need. And when he sells you the front rotors with the drop spindles, they're fully assembled and they're centered. So you ain't got to figure out how to center them or nothing. It's all done for you. And it's not, and I'll show you later, but it's not the style that just, you know, where it's got just a slip-on rotor that goes over top. It's not the style like a standard mid-80s, late 70s, early 70s Chevy rotor, where they got the lock nut that goes on and everything else. He actually converts it over to a hub bearing style. So they got regular hat style rotors. They go on, they're all cross drilled and slotted. The back's got, I want to say they're 12-inch rotors, 12-inch brakes. And the front's got 13-inch brakes. It's a really nice setup. It comes with everything included. It's a complete kit. There's no need to go out and try to find parts and everything else. It's all there. It's all done. And if you're having a problem or a question, he'll generally answer his phone, because he gives you out his own personal phone number, and he'll answer your questions, or he'll have one of his techs kind of give you a hand. And his price is his kit price. I want to say it was, I thought it was pretty reasonable. Actually, I was more than happy to pay what he was asking. I'm not going to say how much the kit was, because I know the average price. I'm wanting, you know, don't hold me to it, but I'm wanting to say his average kit for front and rear is like, I want to say 2,300, 25, something like that. And the fronts are designed by Willwood, and the backs are bare. But they use stock style calipers for the Corvettes. So if you wanted to go with like a regular six piston or something like that, even a 14-inch rotor, he can do that. That's not a problem. These kits are designed for that. And he'll sell you everything else to go with it. I just chose this style because it's still a little pricey. Alright, so I took the 4 bolts out of the back here. Alright, so I took the 4 bolts out of the back here, Ford. So there's no C-clips on the inside like most standard axles do today. So You take the 4 bolts off, your vacuum plate comes loose, your axle actually slides out, you just pull it out. Might have to tap it out a little bit because they do get kind of pressed in there as you're doing it. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to tap it out. So give me a second to find a hammer. Well, I tell you what, there's been times I've been down here and it's been downright cold in this shop. He finally got his heat going, and boy, I tell you what, it's nice. It definitely is nice. All right, we're sliding out. Normally I just use a slide hammer on the axle and just kind of tap it out that way. I don't have one on me. So I don't mind hitting the backing plate right now because one, I'm not going to use the stuff, I'm switching it out. But still don't want to destroy it because somebody might want to buy it. I mean, it is all brand new stuff. There we go. That one's popped. All right, let's slide that back up here a little bit. Thank you. All right, let's move you back here. Back here again. All right, so on this kit, axle comes out. You need to figure out with this plate here what position you want to be at. It's clockable. What position do you want your calipers to be at? What I did was figure out what I had in the front here to look better matched that way. So I want to put mine where it bolts in at just about 3 o'clock, which is right there. Slide your axle in, find your hole. Line it up. Drop the bolt. Okay, I'm going to run over there and get that. You need anything else while I'm out? No, I don't. All right. Give them a tap in, don't hit them too hard. You don't want to rip the seal. Whoop. Now it's got to come back out. Wasn't paying attention. Now on this plate there is a little weep hole on the bottom. I wish I can't really show it to you, but there's a little divot in the bottom. That goes to the bottom. So if you do get an axle leak, it doesn't allow the fluid to come back in. I've got enough RTV on the back of this that'll actually act like a gasket seal. It's engaged. As you guys can see, this kit's not too bad. So what we do have to measure though, we have to measure our axle standoff. That's basically from the back of this mounting plate to the front of this flange. And that'll determine how you put your next bracket on. There we go. GoPro capture. Hey, is there a hardware store on your way? I need some washers to go over a lug nut or the wheel stud. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, these are to put the gunny wheels on because they don't take. They don't have regular lug nut sets. You just run some bolts and washers on them. That's it. All right. Cool. I don't know what size they are. Yeah. Awesome. Thanks. And we're going to measure. Yes, we're going. It's 2.5-inch axle standoff. So let me go read the instructions for the tech sheet. It'll tell me what's on there. got it clean, and then I took my die grinder and sanded the whole thing.
Really?
I'll do that to that one. I'll do it when it gets back after being built. Ain't no sense in it now.
Yeah. Mainly, we're just getting the oils all done.
Right. We don't transfer all of it. You get that oil in that grinder, it's screwed. I found that out the hard way one time. You can't get that out.
Yeah.
We had to strip it all the way back down. I'm back. I'm coming. Put this back at the home. Alright, specifically on this car, there is a step. If you can see that, right there. That step will be facing towards you. So, put the bolts in, it's threaded. So I'm only going to do one side and show you one side. I ain't going to show you both sides. There ain't no point in that. We'll get one side done, then I'll shut the camera off, knock the other side out. When I go to the front, then I'll show you the front. Alright, I'm not going to torque it all the way down. I'm going to test fit this stuff. So, bear with me. Alright, we're going to move you out here. So you can see the pretty stuff. Well, how about that? Right there. Tip your head down a little bit. Yeah. Alright, directional rotors. slide your rotor on. Now, this is the direction they spin. Most people would think, okay, they're slided that way, they go that way. No, they go the opposite direction. Lug nuts. Here you go. There it is. Woo. Alright guys, so what we got here is just a standard brake job right now. Take your clips, put them on, but you want to make sure that the back side make sure they go along like this with the top of the clip facing the back. Then slide them into place. You got a spring right there that goes on. Again, I left the car on their lights, so we're just test pitting right now. Cool.
I doubt it. Everything's gone against me today.
I've done enough damage.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what you're doing? You know what you're doing? Do we have to hide anything? Teach you how to change things up?
Cool.
Yeah. Looks like I know what I'm doing. Talking about some stuff, and he's using the torque wrench as a breaker bar to break bolts loose.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, well, that's, you're gonna be real accurate putting that thing back together. I'll be back. Alright. For the other side. Nothing real special going on here. This is more of standard operational procedures. Figure out where this lies. I can already see right now we're probably going to have to shim this. So the pads run directly in the center of what we got going on here. But we'll find out here in a second. All right, brackets on.